From Washington, this is VOA News. Israel has reportedly attacked missile sites in Syria, and Iraq's prime minister asks the United States for help fighting terrorism. I'm David Byrd reporting from Washington. U.S. officials say Israeli warplanes have attacked a Syrian military base near the port city of Latakia. The officials, speaking to the media Thursday on condition of anonymity, said that the target was likely Russian missiles that Israel feared were to be transferred to the Islamic militant group Hezbollah. Hezbollah has been backing the Syrian government in its civil war against rebels. Meanwhile, the international watchdog group overseeing Syria's destruction of its chemical weapons program says the country has met a deadline to destroy equipment used to make the arms. The Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons said Thursday its inspectors have verified that Syria rendered the equipment at all of its declared sites inoperable. The Syrian government had until Friday to complete that step of an agreement that now calls for the country to detail how it will destroy its chemical weapons stockpile by the middle of next year. That plan is due by November 15th. For more on this story, please visit our website, voanews.com. Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki is appealing to the United States for more help to fight a surge of violence in his country. Mr. Maliki met Thursday with U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel and other top officials in Washington. Earlier, at a speech in Washington, the Iraqi leader said the fight against organizations such as al-Qaeda in Iraq is preventing his government from moving forward on other issues.
Counterterrorism has specific needs, weapons-wise. It's not about Abrams tanks or long-range missile or artillery or F-16s. It has its specific weaponry. So aside from mobilizing the people and the political forces, enhancing national union, we need also intelligence information that will help us to target the strongholds and the cells and the groups of terrorists.
On Friday, Mr. Maliki meets with President Barack Obama at the White House. The two men are expected to discuss improving Iraq's military capabilities. Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif says talks with the Pakistani Taliban have started. As VOA's Sharon Bain reports, Mr. Sharif said the talks have to take place within the constitutional framework of Pakistan, but he offered few details.
In a statement about his talks with British Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg, Mr. Sharif said the talks are taking place now, even as authorities in Islamabad boost their counterterrorism efforts to deal with extremism in the country. The talks come with the backing of Pakistan's political parties, which have endorsed dialogue as a way to end the violent Taliban insurgency. Earlier this month, suicide bombings left almost 200 people dead. Mr. Sharif did not offer details of the talks beyond saying he hopes the dialogue will remain within the framework of Pakistan's constitution. The Taliban have repeatedly demanded a stricter version of Islamic law than the constitution provides. Sharon Bain, VOA News, Islamabad.
U.S. President Barack Obama is expanding the nation's efforts to draw foreign investment by clearing away red tape and having U.S. diplomats court investors. Mr. Obama said the United States will coordinate efforts at the federal level to attract investment in a way that it has not before. The White House said the Select USA program would make job-creating foreign investment a priority at U.S. embassies overseas. The program would first focus on 32 key regional markets that already account for 90% of foreign investment in the U.S. Air travelers in the United States will soon be able to use their electronic devices throughout almost the entirety of their flights. For decades, U.S. airline passengers have been required to turn off various electronic gadgetry when planes took off and landed. U.S. air safety officials said Thursday the devices do not interfere with the navigation and communication systems of modern aircraft. Cell phone calls will still be prohibited. On Wall Street, U.S. markets were largely unchanged as investors assessed corporate earnings and speculated on when the Federal Reserve will end its stimulus plan. For more on these stories, please visit our website, voanews.com. I'm David Byrd in Washington.